So now that it's the holiday season, we are here in the UK checking out a couple different Christmas markets in a couple different cities.
Yay!
So we're starting off with Cardiff. We're then going to check out Exeter, and I think we're also going to try to sneak in Bristol if we have some time. So let's see how they compare to German Christmas markets.
The Christmas market at Cardiff Castle looked beautiful during the day, but since the real Christmas spirit tends to come alive in the dark, when all the lights shine the brightest, we decided to come back at nighttime. We tried a German Bratwurst, which is a traditional sausage. Unfortunately, I bit on something hard. The sausage was also pretty cold and the bun was stale, so I would not recommend it. As you can see, Brandon also wasn't a fan. Next, we bought 3 hot Christmas drinks. Mulled wine, spiced toffee apple, and mulled cider. They were delicious. Finally, we bought a bar of fudge for dessert. We chose the flavor Banoffee, however the consistency was quite strange. Not very fudgy at all, and the banana flavor was very fake, which was quite a letdown.
Brownie from one of the Christmas market stalls. Yesterday we had a bit of a bad experience with Banoffee, but since it's such a good British flavor kind of, I only know it from the UK, we tried again. Let's see.
Last time it was fudge.
The brownie's very gooey. Toffee tastes delicious, but I do think this banana flavor is a bit fake again. I don't know what this is.
Well, last time it tasted like bubble gum for some reason.
Yeah, yesterday it tasted like bubble gum. Normally, Banoffee is like delicious banana toffee flavor, but when it's a bit fake, it tastes a bit like toothpaste. It's still delicious. Like this is a really good gooey brownie. But I wish it was a bit more natural banana flavor. Still 7 out of 10. Went to the stand that had the garlic mushrooms. They smell amazing. So good. Very simple, but I love mushrooms. Let's try it. I hope it's not going to be too hot. I almost feel like they're not garlicky enough, but pretty delicious, really meaty. Yeah.
So this is something that you can definitely get in Germany, but we've never gotten it. But you always see it at the Christmas market.
I think in Germany they're a bit different. Like when you see them, I don't know. These looked a bit more.
Because they come with like a Kräutersauce, and here it's like.
Yeah. But they're still delicious.
Yeah.
You like mushrooms? Get some garlic mushrooms, especially if you're in Germany at the Christmas market. But in the UK, they're still good.
Okay. So I absolutely love mushrooms, but Ani was being very generous with these because they're very, very bland. There's pretty much no garlic flavor at all, and it's just not seasoned enough. There's like no salt or pepper or anything like that. Like mushrooms on their own can be very flavorful, but these ones are just so bland. Like, where's the garlic? Like, if you say garlic mushrooms in the name, I want it to be like, punch me in the face with garlic. Like, I literally don't even taste garlic at all. So, I don't know. For me, these are a bit of a fail.
Mediocre mushroom snack, we headed off to Gorset Gardens, located near Cardiff City Hall. We were greeted by bright, colorful lights, showcasing an assortment of carnival rides and games. The vibe was just so magical that we couldn't help but get into the Christmas spirit and try our luck later on that evening on a game.
Christmas Day.
We got some fudge, second try from the Great British Fudge Company. Also here with my dog that Brandon won. We named it Rarebit, which is a Welsh dish. So this is our new friend Rarebit. But anyway, this fudge looks so much better. Yesterday it was a bit of a fail. I got walnut, maple, Oreo, and Mars bar. Right. This was a pick and mix, so I really like that because you get like to choose different flavors, and it's actually cheaper than the other place too.
What was the cost?
$3.50 for 3 pieces like this. Okay, this is the walnut maple. This is fudge. Sweet, fudgy, sticky, and walnut maple is my favorite flavor, so this is delicious. So much better than the other place. In general, if you go to that area where the skating is, the food wasn't that good there. So I feel like we should go to the other areas of the Christmas markets. Delicious.
Mars bar.
Baguette with roast pork, stuffing, gravy and jam, or cranberry sauce, and applesauce. So basically like Christmas baguette. Pork tastes good though. Very saucy. Pretty nice. Pork is delicious.
You have gravy all over your face.
Good. It's gonna be difficult to eat, but maybe one of the better things so far.
So I don't even know how to pick this up. It's like super messy, super sloppy. There's gravy everywhere, but I'm gonna try.
Are you eating the paper?
So at this point, I mostly use the gravy because I got a mouthful of gravy. I'm gonna try some of the meat on its own. Yeah, sorry, on its own, the pork is a little bit dry though. Seeing it's covered in sauce. It's got the gravy and the cranberry and all that stuff. Even if the pork is a little bit dry, you don't really notice because you've got all this sauce. I don't even know where the stuffing is, but
it's spreaded on the bread.
Oh, it's spread on the bread? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, it's really delicious, and as you said, I definitely think it's one of the better things that we've had today for sure. Pretty good. So I'm now here at Christmas market number 2, which is Exeter. As you can see, I'm by myself. Ani's getting her tattoo done, so let's see how Exeter compares to Cardiff.
As I traversed the endless rows of Christmas stalls on my own, I couldn't help but think that this was a place best experienced with a loved one. The incredible architecture of the cathedral made for the perfect backdrop. I continued to browse row upon row until I decided on 2 items to taste test later on that evening.
So after checking out both the Cardiff and the Exeter Christmas markets, I can honestly say I am so impressed with the Exeter Christmas market. Like, it's actually blown me away. I snuck in a little peek yesterday when we first got here, and I wasn't super impressed. There weren't as many stands open. Now today is Saturday, and there's so many different stands. There's all these different local liquors that I came across. There was mead, there was homemade cider, there was vodkas, gins, everything. There was also a bunch of different snacks, all these little grandma stalls with, I got a Flapjack and some other things like that. There was fudge, candy, and then of course homemade crafts, and all these local businesses kind of just promoting themselves in their own little stand. So it was very, very cool. Yeah, compared to Cardiff, I was blown away. Cardiff had some great moments, but the main one near the castle was a little bit of a letdown. So I am going to try and see if we can go to Bristol's tomorrow, but we only have a few hours, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pull it off. But yeah, all I have to say is that I'm very impressed with Exeter's, but we will give our final thoughts together later on. So for now, that's it.
Market, and we got a Bratwurst. We had a Bratwurst at the Cardiff Christmas market, and it wasn't that great, so we want to compare. So far, I can see that the bun is already a bit too British for me. It's not the best bread they have here. It's kind of a little bit too cardboardy, but let's see. The sausage is legit. The bread is decent. Like, this is definitely better than the other one. And they had little onions, which is like better. The sauerkraut we actually got for free because it said that it would be £1 more. So this is, yeah, this is the winner. Better Bratwurst, more German.
So I'm gonna try the Crêpe or Crêpe, depending on how you pronounce it. I guess Crêpe may be the proper pronunciation, but we got the Irish Dream, which I guess is an Irish cream variant. Anya asked him specifically to put in less stuff, so it's a little bit floppy. There's not too much going on in it, but maybe it'll be good.
You want to taste the crepe and not just the topping.
So it does taste like Irish cream. It's very sweet, but also a little bit plain because there's not that much in it. You can definitely taste the crepe, which is what you want it. So it's also a little bit cold because we've been walking around for a bit. So yeah, the top bit is completely has nothing in it. So I don't know. Overall, decent, not great for £5.
Not like in France.
Yeah, not like in France, that's for sure. How much was it again? $6.50?
6 something, yeah.
6 something. So for the price, I don't know about that, but it's decent.
This is delicious. You're saying there's not enough topping. Well, I mean, we always disagree on this. He's like a saucy person. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
this
saucy.
This is a crepe with sauce, and not sauce with a bit of cream. So this is really a good balance.
I also dripped it all over her knee.
There's so much sauce that it all came out. So clearly.
Yeah, clearly went onto your leg and not into my mouth because.
You don't want like a mouthful of like.
I do.
Irish cream sauce or Nutella. Ask for a bit less topping. It's my pro tip.
If you're a loser.
As our second day in Exeter began, I continued on with my solo journey. After a bit of exploring, I discovered Exeter Winter Wonderland at the Northern Hay Gardens. There were homemade crafts, food stalls, and even a skating rink. but the main attraction here were the rides. Since I arrived in the daytime, I practically had the whole place to myself. I would have loved to see it lit up at night.
So after exploring the Exeter Christmas market, I am back at the hotel. I decided to pick up two little treats while I was there. The first thing I bought was a Ventons Devon cider. So this is a local cider made here. I think it's made in Exeter. I bought it from this little grandma. She was really sweet, she was super nice. I didn't exactly know which one to buy because I'm not a cider expert by any means, but she suggested the medium. And this one is 6.5% alcohol. I'm gonna give it a little go now. Let's see how it tastes. It's very sweet. It has a smokiness to it, which I find really interesting. It's not really like any cider I've had before, actually. It's really delicious. So the next thing I'm gonna try is called a Flapjack. So in Canada or America, a Flapjack would refer to a pancake, but here in the UK, it is some kind of oat bar. The one that I bought was peanut butter and brownie. Yeah, I got a peanut butter and brownie one because it sounded the best out of the choices. There was at least a dozen different choices or more, and they were £4.20 each. So I decided to get something that I thought would definitely be good. So let's give it a go. It's really good. I was thinking that maybe it would be a little bit dry, but it's not dry at all. Super sugary, super sweet. Don't really taste the peanut butter, but I really like it.
Final stop in this Christmas market journey ends here, in Bristol. Unfortunately, we only had about 4 hours until we had to catch our plane, so we did our best to see what we could in such a short amount of time. We arrived on a Saturday, so it was hectic to say the least. The Bristol Christmas market was conveniently located in the busy city centre and featured a wide variety of stalls. The lines were long, and we found that the prices were a bit steep, so we carefully chose which treat we would sample.
Now we're at the Bristol Christmas market. Here it's actually really busy today. It's on a Saturday and it's right in the city center, so it's not like in a separate section. So it's right, I think that's the main street. So that's why it's like so busy. And also it seems a bit pricey. Like a mulled wine was $5.50 plus if you want a shot, £3, $8.50 for like a drink that's maybe extra strong, which is quite a lot. And the queues are just so long. But instead of mulled wine to warm up, we got an apple crumble with vanilla custard and whipped cream, little candy cane.
And then this was £7?
$6.95 because I got the whipped cream extra. Normally it would have been $5.95. So it's not too bad. I don't know, my friend in the UK always makes apple crumble. It's quite British. the sauce is really delicious. The dough is nice and sweet, warm. It's yummy.
It's good for a cold day like today.
It's very Christmassy. So if you want something Christmassy at the Christmas market, you should get an apple pie. They also have rhubarb and
Peach. Yeah.
Yum.
So now that we're back home, we thought that we'd give our final thoughts on the Christmas markets that we saw in the UK.
Since I'm German, I grew up going to Christmas markets. It's basically a part of Christmas for me. So it was very nice to see Christmas markets again. The UK had the perfect weather for it. And due to COVID, we haven't really been to Christmas markets for a long time. Overall, out of the 3 Christmas markets, I like the Exeter one the most. The Cardiff one was really nice too, but Exeter had more like a Christmas village where you had huts on each side, and it was right next to cathedral, so it was like a beautiful backdrop. And yeah, you felt more like you were walking down a little village, versus the other ones, it was more like down the shopping street in the middle of, like right next to where people were going shopping, so it wasn't the same vibe. So I liked the Exeter one the most, even though I didn't really see like all of it, because I was busy. What about you?
I agree for sure. I think the Exeter one was definitely the best. I mean, I had more time than Anya did to explore it. I had pretty much the whole day to myself. So I visited during the day. So I got to see 2 different parts, the one with the rides and then also the cathedral during the day. So yeah, I thought that it had a good variety. It had rides in the one section, then it had a lot of food, different crafts, alcohol, all sorts of things. And also the setting was just really nice. The cathedral, the backdrop of the cathedral was just really beautiful. But I do think that the Cardiff one was also nice. You had the Cardiff Castle in one section, but it was kind of spread out throughout the city, which is kind of a little bit of a pain because near the castle there's only some things. You kind of have to explore a little bit more of the city to find everything. So, and the Bristol one,
I feel like that was the worst one, and I don't know, I mean, we have to say we were only there for like a few hours, like an hour maybe. It was very short, and overall we weren't able to eat everything and stuff like that, but it was just like really busy and really cramped, and like the backdrop and everything was just not as nice, but they were still nice. Overall, I think when you compare them to German Christmas markets, and I'm an expert with Christmas markets, I think they're not as good. I think Germany has more of a little bit, I don't know, it's more Christmassy to me. It's more fairy tale-like. The food is better, I think.
I mean, they go all out.
Some things that were weird maybe about the Exeter one, for example, they had a lot of foods that were not very Christmassy, like falafel or just like local businesses, which I don't really think is the case in Germany. Like basically every Christmas market in Germany I feel like has the same type of foods, same type of candies and stuff. So yeah, overall I think
The ones in Germany are a bit better. If you've never been to one, you just need to subscribe, and then next year we'll go to the German ones and the Austrian ones, and we'll show you. But the UK ones were still really amazing, and we really loved it, and we got this rare bit.
Yeah. Overall, it was an amazing time, and we're just excited to show some more Christmas markets in the future.
And more other things.
For now,
Like and subscribe.
like and subscribe, and goodbye.
Goodbye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.